All right, another edition of the Gentile Life podcast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching as well. That's right. If you're listening, there's a YouTube page. Make sure you go check it out. The Gentile Life podcast on YouTube, where you can see this face. I'm not going to say lovely face, but it's a face, okay? And a big topic has been my hair lately. For those of y'all watching, it's getting really long. I haven't cut it. I shaved my head on January 1st. I think it was like at a 1. I haven't touched it since. And this is what it's like. So that's going to be a whole other topic in itself on one of these episodes. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be fun. And also, the Christmas movie tournament voting starts tomorrow. So make sure that you are going to the stories of my Facebook page, the Gentile Life Podcast. Make sure that you like or follow us so that way you can see the voting. Also on Instagram, _Gentile_life. Make sure that you go to that page as well and follow us because, again, on my stories, I'm going to have up the voting for the Christmas movie tournament, which I'll talk about that here in a second because we did the drawings for that. We did the matchups. We drew those randomly. But today, this topic, it came up and I was like, in my brain, I was like, this would be something good to talk about. And we had no kids last weekend. So for those of y'all that have been listening to the podcast forever, and for those of y'all just joining in or just now tuning in for the first time, I have 2 kids. I have a 3-year-old and a soon-to-be 2-year-old. And we love our kids to death. I think like any parent, they love their kids. They love their kids. But sometimes you need time for yourself, okay? And that does not make you a bad parent. I want to make that extremely clear. You can love your kids but not want to be around them all the time, whether they're young or they're old. Sometimes you need time for yourself, okay? Hell, even husbands and wives, like sometimes my wife needs to get the hell away from me. I need to get the hell away from her. It happens, right? It's just human nature. You need your alone time. So anyways, we had my parents watch the girls last week for the night after Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving, they watched them for the night. And we actually have my in-laws watching them this weekend. So as I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I wonder what other parents do when they have no kids, And so I posed the question out to everybody, and I got a lot of great responses. I got a lot of great responses from people. The majority of the responses were, we sleep, okay? People like to sleep, and I'm in that boat because my kid is at my bedside at 6 in the morning, sometimes 5 in the morning, just, Daddy, I want my snack and something to drink, please. And I want to watch my show. Like, she's a demanding little shit. And of course, I'm half asleep, and just to get her to shut up, because sometimes I tell her, like, no, baby, it's too early. But Daddy, and she just keeps asking until kids are geniuses, because they know. Kids know that if you ask and repeat the same thing over and over, even though they keep telling you no, sooner or later, that parent's just going to say, fuck it. You know what? Fine. I'm that parent. I am that parent. But I posed the question, and so a lot of people were like, we rent a movie, we go out to eat, is the typical stuff, and I'm at an age, I'm pushing 40, and my wife, she just turned 30, and, I didn't get a lot of responses, because, a lot of parents, they're like, we go out and party hard. No, it's not like that anymore. When I was in my 20s, and all my friends were having kids, like, yes, they're like, yeah, let's go party hard, like, we don't have kids, let's, like, live like we're young. And now it's not like that. It's like, man, we want to sleep. We watch a movie. Maybe we go out to dinner, or we order what we want and we just have a nice quiet dinner, whatever it is. And so I got a lot of those type of responses. So for us, last Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, we did not have our girls. And so we were like, all right, what do we want to do? So we went to dinner. We went to a dinner and we ate, and it was nice. It was just kind of relaxing. The conversation was a very interesting one. Let's just say that. So my wife brings up, my wife and I, we have a very open communication in our marriage, right? And so with me being 9 years older than she is, she knows that I dated a lot before I even met her, okay? Because I met her when I was 32, okay? 31, 32, I was going to be 32 when I met her, and she understands, like, I have a lot more life experience. So it was one of those situations where she is very aware of my dating history. I'm aware of hers. Like, we don't have any secrets. in this marriage. So I don't remember how the conversation came up, but we started talking about game. So this is what we do when we don't have kids. We talk about game. So she brought up how she has game, and I had to laugh because for anybody that, if you're listening to this and you know my wife personally, you know that she is a loving person, big open heart, huge personality, a lot of fun, but she has no, I'm sorry, her game is, it's okay. It's okay. It's not great. She makes it sound like she has the greatest game in the world. And so what was funny about that is, and the reason I bring it up is because she's like, you don't have any game. And I'm like, okay. For me, I don't have to talk about my game. My track record speaks for itself, okay? I think I had a very extensive dating history that kept going with this, with these people. It's not like it was a one and done situation. So I feel like I have game. So it came up about how she was like, you weren't throwing game at me. And I was like, yes, I was. Like, I was throwing game at her and she didn't even realize it. And I was like, that's game. You didn't even know that I was throwing it at you. And yet it worked. So anyways, that was a very lovely conversation that that we had at dinner. Was all about just game and whose game is better and so forth. And again, it was a very fun conversation to say the least. So when you're kid free, and we talk about all kinds of things anyways, but man, when you're kid free, I mean, sometimes these conversations just end up being like just off the wall. So yeah, we were kid free, and then we have a PlayStation virtual reality that I bought her last year before her birthday. And so we played that. Beat Saber, man, it's like it's Star Wars, dude. You have a lightsaber in your hands in each hand and you're just cutting up boxes. And you have to do it in there. It's fun. If you haven't seen it or you never know if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, just Google it or YouTube it. I'm telling you, it's a very fun game. It's kind of exhausting, to say the least. It's a little bit of a workout, but the cool thing about it is you can buy music packs. So like we had who did we have? We had Imagine Dragons was an option, Green Day was an option, and then they added like Linkin Park, and I was like, done. So anyways, we had a good night. It was a good night. We ate dinner, we talked about game, and then we played some virtual reality, and then I threw game at her, and we did husband and wife stuff. We did husband and wife stuff. Let's just say I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to go into too much detail, as even though I feel like I should, but sometimes I feel like her parents might listen or my parents are listening. So if you are, I'll have to give you like a huge warning if we ever get into that kind of detail. So the thing is though, every now and then we don't have the girls for a full weekend. And if that happens, you best believe we're trying to get out and about. So this weekend, the girls are going to be gone and we are going to go have some fun. My cousin owns a bar. If you're in the Houston area, it's called Two Headed Dog. It's off of Elgin and Fannin, kind of tucked away behind a fence with a yellow door. I'm telling you, go support her. This is the business she's only had for even barely over a year. She's opened it up in the summer of 19. And then, of course, with COVID, I mean, she's been trying to keep it afloat. So if you're in the Houston area and you're looking for a cool, like small, low-key, like badass bar, go to Two Headed Dog. I promise. That's where we're going to go. And we're having a bunch of friends come with us. We're inviting all these people. But Ryan, it's COVID. I need you to stop. Stop it. We're being safe, okay? It's outdoors. It's an outdoor thing, so it's fine. There are masks. We've been there before. Everything's been fine. So before you start freaking out and yelling at me about COVID, I need you to calm down with that shit, okay? Because it's a dream of my cousins to have this bar, and I'm going to do what I can to support it and make sure that it can survive this. Because if it can survive this, it can survive anything. And for those of y'all watching on YouTube, I'm using my hands a lot. For those of y'all listening, you're like, what? Like, yeah, I'm a very animated talker. And as I hit my microphone, very animated talker. So, but yeah, so we don't have the girls, and I can't wait. I can't wait just to have some fun. We have some friends who come with us. We don't get to hang out with very often. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's just, man, it's gonna be some fun times. And with the holidays coming up, we're trying to be careful, obviously, with everything, but yeah, it's, we don't get to do this very often, if ever, and so we're taking advantage. But, so yeah, that's what happens when you don't have kids. Everybody, I think, feels like, oh, we're going to party hard. Not this group. I mean, yeah, we're going out this weekend, but then Saturday, oh my God, we're not going to do anything. We're going to lay around and be lazy and do nothing, and it's fantastic. And for those of y'all like, but Ryan, what about all these things you got to? No, I don't care. We're done. We're done. It is relaxation time. Sleeping in. Barely getting out of bed before lunchtime, if that's possible. Oh, laundry needs to be done? Maybe. Laundry might get done. Dishes need to be done? Shit, I'm going to make sure they're all clean before they go so we don't have to worry about it for the next 2 days. Like, I'm going to think ahead on this one. But I hope you are if you're a parent, I hope you're thinking like, oh man, yeah, what do we do? Or what could we do? And COVID or not, not having kids is a great thing. And like I said, don't get it twisted. I love my kids. I love them more than anything, and I would do anything for them. But let me tell you, if you don't have kids and you're judging parents for being excited to be away from their kids, you can't say shit. You can't say anything. So, all right, with that being said, let's reach over here. All right, so we have the Christmas movie tournament happening, voting starting tomorrow. So Thursday through Sunday is the voting. We're going to talk about it on next week's episode. I don't know who I'm going to have on yet. I got to start working on that. I got to start figuring out who. I'm going to reach out to Ashley again. Maybe she'll come on. And I want to have at least one more person. I want it to be a three-way conversation. Not that three-way. I want it to be three-way conversation talking about this. But the Christmas movie tournament. All right. So for those of y'all listening, and then watching as well, here's my list. It's a little bit cleaner on my computer. But so these 4 movies just missed the final 16. So what I did was I asked everybody, excuse me, man, I got the hiccups. I asked everybody that I know, send me your Christmas movies that you want to be eligible to be voted for to make the 16 movie bracket of Ultimate Christmas Movie or the best Christmas movie. So these 4 just missed the cut. Home Alone, Lost in New York, Disney's A Christmas Carol, 4 Christmases, and Bad Mom's Christmas, which that one really surprised me, but that came close to making it. Those are the 4 that missed out. Now, here are the 16 that made it, and these are the matchups, and these were all drawn at random of who is against who. But for the Christmas movie tournament, it is the animated version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas taking on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Woo, old school classics. Then you have the live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's right, both of them made it. The one with Jim Carrey is taking on Miracle on 34th Street. So we could actually have How the Grinch Stole Christmas go against each other in the next round. So if both of those movies win, which one's better, animated or live action? That should be a fun vote. And then you have Jingle All the Way, which I was very surprised even made this list. But Jingle All the Way, Arnold's first ever Christmas movie, I think it was his only one too, made it. And then that one's going against National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Sorry, Jingle All the Way. I think I don't see you going anywhere in that one. And then you have Frosty the Snowman taking on It's a Wonderful Life. Another good matchup. Now, this one, like the next 2 matchups that I'm about to announce are the complete opposite spectrums of each other. So we have a Charlie Brown Christmas taking on Die Hard. Yes, Die Hard made the list. And for anybody that knows me, I say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and everybody argues, no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not. Well, you know what? Proof is in the pudding, okay? Because they did a damn commercial about Die Hard batteries for AutoZone with Bruce Willis mimicking pretty much all of Die Hard. For the holidays. It was a holiday-themed commercial. There you go. That's my proof. I don't need to verify anything else. They made a damn commercial about it. And even Bruce Willis himself came out and said it's not a Christmas movie, but yet he does a commercial kind of indicating it's a holiday Christmas movie. Of course, I mean, I'm sure he did it because he wanted the money. I'm sure they paid him a boatload of money, which I would have done it too. But hey, I'm just saying. So you contradicted yourself there, Mr. Bruce Willis. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I'm rooting for it, but is it the best Christmas movie ever? I don't know, man, because these are some tough matchups. Like a Charlie Brown Christmas is a great movie. And then you have A Christmas Story. God, I love A Christmas Story taking on Bad Santa. Like, talk about kind of mirroring each other, because you have the terrible Santa in A Christmas Story taking on Billy Bob Thornton as Bad Santa. Oh my God, it's too good. And then John Ritter. Man, John Ritter, he was such a funny guy, and I wish he was still alive, because you know he would have so much more funny stuff out there. But Christmas Story takes on Bad Santa. And then we had the number 1 vote, which this could be the one that wins it all. Elf takes on Polar Express. So Elf and Polar Express go up against each other. And then finally, I think this will probably be the toughest first round matchup. It's going to be Home Alone taking on the Santa Claus. Macaulay Culkin takes on Tim Allen. Holy crap, that's a tough matchup. So, once again, if you can, go follow the Facebook page or like it, whichever you need to do to see the stories. Because on the stories of the Gentile Life podcast page on Facebook, that's where the voting is going to take place for you to go vote. If you're not on Facebook, but you have an Instagram, _Gentile_Life. That's all you have to do. Go there and you can follow that story as well. Those are both public pages. So I prefer that you follow them because then I always have updates and just random things that I'll throw on those pages. But go there, follow the stories, or look out for the stories starting tomorrow. So starting tomorrow on Thursday is when you can start voting for these movies. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got a lot of feedback with my last movie tournament that lasted 2 months. This is only 1 week, guys, or 4 days, I guess I should say. So not going to last that long. So please go vote. And I mentioned my hair a little bit earlier. I might have something fun in store for the hair in the podcast. So make sure that you go follow the pages because I'm going to be updating it there of what I might be doing with my hair. Okay, because I'm trying to make it to November. I'm trying to make it to January 1st without even touching this hair. And then from there might be another tournament or voting of what I do with my hair. So you might get to decide how ridiculous I might look. Anyways, so I hope everybody has a great rest of your day whenever you're listening to this. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well, too, whether you did it in isolation or whether you did it with your family. There's no judgment here. Do what you want. Everybody in here can make up their own damn mind of what they want to do. So if you celebrated with family and a group of people, hey, good for you. And if you chose not to, good for you too. Whatever floats your boat is good to go. So that's another edition of the Gentile Life Podcast. I hope everybody has a great one. Make sure you like and subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcast. Again, like and subscribe here on YouTube if you want to, so you can get updates when new shows come out weekly. And then also on Facebook and Instagram is where you can like and follow us as well. Guys, I appreciate the support. I mean, we're about to hit 1 year. My first episode aired on January 1st of this year. I'm about to hit 1 year. We're about to hit season 2. Season 2 is about to come out, baby, starting on January 1st. So I'm going to think of something big. Like I said, it might be my hair. Maybe we do another tournament. There's a TV tournament that I'm thinking of doing. I mean, the tournament thing seems to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. So I'm just saying, keep it in mind. But anyways, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support. I love doing this stuff. It's kind of like my escape and my release for everybody. So everybody have a great rest of your day, like I said, and we will see you next week where we talk about the results from the Christmas movie tournament and who wins and is considered the best Christmas movie. Everybody have a great one.